I'm going to give you 5 things to look for in your Multiverses partner this year. You're going to have to trust me because I'm trying to save you. Shout out to number 3. Being best friends is not going to be enough. Going and finding the best Smash Ultimate player that you know is not going to be enough. Treat this entire process like you're dating to marry. So when you're going out and you're looking for that perfect partner, the number 1 thing I want you to look for is consistency. Because it doesn't matter if you've been gaming since you were 4 years old. It doesn't matter if your partner is just a natural at these type of games. None of that matters if you guys can't get on the game together in order to practice and build chemistry. So if you can only play nights, but this person works nights at the Pepsi warehouse, I don't care how good they are, that can't be your partner. So number 2 is choose somebody who can manage their ego. People who can't manage their ego are not going to be good partners. Sometimes there are matches where I have all 4 kills and my partner didn't get a single kill, right? But we're excited for each other. And vice versa. There's a lot of times, because I play Batman, he doesn't have a lot of options as far as kill power compared to some of the other casts. So there's a lot of times where he has all 4 kills and I just racked up some damage and did some setups in order to put us in a position where he could go ahead and close us out. You have to be able to have a partner that can work with you in those situations and not get upset because, oh, I should have been able to get this kill or that kill, or you're stealing some of the kills from me. At the end of the day, all of that bullshit needs to be brushed to the side, because at the top it either says your team wins or your team loses or defeat or whatever. It's not about the individual accolades. So number 3 kind of builds off of number 2 and into number 4, but you got to be able to trust your partner, right? And your partner has to be able to trust you. Because there is so much dependability, there is so much ways that you have to protect yourself on the defensive end, as well as protect your partner, set your partner up on the offensive end, as well as set up yourself. All of these things really kind of tie together. If you can't trust each other, this thing is not going to work out. Prime example is there's so much edge play when it comes to this game. You got to make a lot of decisions about when you're coming back on and off stage in order to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a terrible position. And sometimes there are moments where I can see something developing on my partner's side of the stage, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a maneuver. I'm gonna make a decision to set him up to where he can return safely, but I can't tell him what that is. I don't have time. The only thing I can say is, come back, I got you. I'm trying. And he has to be able to understand that no matter what he sees, right, I'm saying that I got you. Come on back. Sometimes it's not going to work out, I get it, but if you're constantly challenging each other in situations like that, where you see something that they may not see, and they're trying to set you up, but you're always having to fight about it, right? That's not going to work out. I just listened back to that recording, and I know I say right a lot after I think that I'm making a point. I'm going to stop doing that. So number 4 is get someone who kind of thinks like you. This number 4 was going to be get someone who communicates like you, but I think it's more important to get someone who thinks like you, because there's only going to be so much communication that you're going to be able to do in a fast-paced environment like this. Yes, there's going to be those moments in the main lobby or in practice and things like that where you're saying, hey, this is the type of stuff that I like to try to set up. These are the things that I like to try to do. But at the end of the day, once you get into the match, you have to have somebody that can kind of sync up with you mentally. And so there are teachable moments and there are what's understood need not be explained type of moments. But for example, let's say you notice that every single time you knock Iron Giant up into the air, he cannonballs. But if he whiffs the cannonball, you have a very easy opportunity to punish. That's not necessarily something that I want to have to go through and explain to my partner. I want them to be able to start thinking along those lines as well. That just kind of minimizes how much over communication that we have to do. Because remember, we don't have a lot of time. Long term, I think the 5th one is probably the most important one, which is pick somebody that you like pick somebody that you can get on the game for hours with and know that you're having a good time, somebody that maybe makes you laugh, or somebody that can drop some nuggets of wisdom in between matches, just somebody that you can get along with. It doesn't necessarily have to be your best friend, doesn't have to be your brother, doesn't have to be your girlfriend, it doesn't have to be the most important person in your life, but get somebody that you can enjoy extended sessions of gameplay as both of you guys come together, or guys and gals come together to have some fun and challenge yourself to be the best team that you can be on the game. So let's recap. You're looking for your Multiverses partner. Let's start with the consistency number one. Because the best ability is availability. If you have different schedules, if you can't get on at the same time, if you can't play for longer durations of time together, you're not going to be able to build enough chemistry. You're not going to be able to practice enough together in order to go out and be successful. It's just that simple. Number two, make sure that you have a partner that can manage their ego, right? And you can manage your ego as well. Because at the end of the day, you can't go into battle with this person if you're not on the same page in terms of your goals, because you're constantly thinking, well, who's going to be in the spotlight? Who's getting all the statistics? Who's getting the most damage? Who's getting the most kills? All of those things are going to tear your team apart from the inside. Number three, trust. Trust goes hand in hand with number two and number four. It's really, really important because there's a lot of things that you're not going to be able to break down and talk to your partner and communicate to your partner about, because sometimes you see things developing that they don't see. Sometimes you understand a situation differently than they do. You both have your own strengths, you both have your own weaknesses, you both have your own advantages and disadvantages based on the characters that you're using. You have to be able to trust each other in those situations and go out and do what's right without having to do so much over explaining, over communicating, and trying to make sure that you're the one who is being heard always, all the time, right? You got to be able to trust your partner and put yourself aside sometimes. Number four, get a partner who thinks similarly to you, or at least adapts in their thinking at a similar way that you do. Because as much as communication is really, really important in a team sport or a team type of activity, you actually want to minimize how much talking and how much messages are being sent back and forth between you and that person. And then finally, number five, if you're going to play this game long term, everything that I talked about points to number five, which is pick somebody that you enjoy playing the game with. Pick someone that you can be on here for a few hours with if you both have some free time and you really want to up your game. Pick someone who doesn't feel like it's a chore to get on and practice with them. It doesn't have to be your best friend. It doesn't have to be your mother. It doesn't have to be your relationship partner. It doesn't have to be the most important person in your life. But just make sure that you have someone that you get excited about playing with them. Whether they are always cracking jokes when you get on the game together, or maybe they're one of the smartest people that you know, so they're dropping nuggets of wisdom. All of these things come together to make a great long-term gaming experience where both of you are getting better and both of you are moving towards a particular goal. So that's all I have for you today. If you liked the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you would subscribe. See you guys in the multiverse.